I was originally going to make a video about me working with electronics, but I accidentally deleted all the footage. So, yeah. Instead, I'm going to talk about AI, which is much more interesting. So, when people are working with generative AI, they need to understand that there's three layers to generative AI. The first layer is the model and the data, which kind of like functions like the unconscious of the mind. The second layer is like the RLHF layer, and that's more like the ego of the mind, I guess you could say, the identity of the AI. And then there's like the story layer, which is like prompt engineering. And I'd say that's like the story that it's doing, or the task that it's doing right then and there. And so let's approach the task of how to build a bomb using generative AI, and how to stop people from learning how to build bombs using generative AI. And so the way this would work in the model and data phase is you would simply never give the AI any information about how to do such dangerous things. And so you'd have like a blacklist of information, and it would just never enter the training data set. And it would not know how to do these things because it just never got the data to do it. It never reads it at all. Or somehow you write it in the model's reward function itself, which would be nearly impossible. Now let's go to the RLHF layer, which is like the ego of the model. And so this is where people start giving upvotes and downvotes of various replies. And so even if the AI model has the knowledge on how to build a bomb, if it says, okay, you put this thing inside of a tube, you would downvote that response, and then the AI's reward function would learn that telling people how to do dangerous things is bad for its reward function, and it would be very less likely to do so. And then the final way of stopping the AI from telling people how to build a bomb would be prompt engineering, which is the worst way of doing it. And that's just to say, don't tell the user how to make dangerous things. And if the AI feels like going along with the story, it'll say, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to do that. It's against my rules. But it's actually, this is the easiest thing to break, because you can just get it to essentially break its story and go back to the RLHF layer. And so a lot of people need to understand that the prompt engineering, the RLHF layer, and the model layer and data layer, these are three separate parts. One is like the base unconscious, one is like the ego, and one is like the task. And depending on what you're trying to do, you need to understand that there's three parts of the model that you're working with when you're trying to do stuff with AI.